Alright, so here's my little cable sleeving guide, just to help anybody who doesn't exactly quite get it, because I know I didn't for a bit. So, first you need your cable. I used a serial ATA cable here, and then you need your sleeving. I think that's, I'll post up some, I don't know, some stuff later about it. And then you need your shrink wrap. So, basically, take your cable first, you take your sleeving, and I found the best way to do it. A lot of people recommend that you heat up the ends so that they don't fray or anything. So this is actually cut from the store, so I'll use the other end just to show you. I found that these ends, they tend to come apart when you're doing the cable sleeving, so the best way I figured to do it is push this together, and then this is going to come apart a little bit, but it won't come apart enough for it to kill the cable sleeving. And then just insert that way, and at least now you have it started. So now you press here, hold, let go, press, hold, let go. You do that the whole way until your whole cable is sleeved, more or less. It actually goes pretty quick and it doesn't ruin the sleeving. So and now you see on the other end, it's more or less all the way there. So at this point I'd want to clean up that end because I'm going to put the heat shrink on it. And you see all this crap, you got to get rid of it, because if you put the heat shrink on it, it's basically it'll form and it'll show exactly where these frayed edges are. So you want to cut it just to about the edge, which is around here. And I'm going to do that now, so I'll cut out for a second, I'll cut that off, and then I'll get back to you. Alright, sorry about that, I just had to cut it over a garbage can, because if I didn't, you can kind of see I'm doing this over my bed, and it makes a hell of a big mess. And aside from being uncomfortable, having these little green pubic hairs would make it look like I slept with a Smurf or something. So anyways, as you can see, that's all cleanly cut. Well, it's not exactly perfectly clean, but I did it with a pair of scissors quickly. On the other end, you can see that I still haven't cut that cable off. So basically the easiest way to do this is to take a razor and just slice it along here, but I'm doing it with scissors, or I may just grab a razor in a second, and then cut this off around there so that it's clean like this edge. Doesn't have to be the cleanest thing in the world because you're going to put the heat shrink over it, but try and get it as nice as possible. I'm going to cut out again so I can go do that cut on that side, so I'll be back. Alright, so I did this end with the razor, right? So you can see just how much cleaner it is from the other end, which is a terrible mess right now. But that doesn't matter, you gotta cover it up anyways. So the next step here is to take your heat shrink stuff, and the one that I found works best for serial ATA cables, because you gotta fit it over the head. I don't exactly remember what the measurements are, again I'll post it later, but it's about 2 centimeters, 20 millimeters, whatever you consider that. And basically what you want to do is you take this, you're going to want to measure out a piece. I like for my cables to use 25 millimeters, and that turns out to look like this in the end as a finished one. So I'm going to measure this out, cut 25 millimeters, cut 2 of them too, because you got 2 ends. And yeah, I'm going to cut out again because I really don't have much workspace here. Okay, so I cut my 2 pieces here now. As you can see, 1, 2, 25 millimeters. Now the next step is quite simple. You want to open these up. Alright, slide them over the head of the serial ATA or whatever the hell you're doing. Just like that. And I highly recommend that you get all the crap, all the I don't know, the hairs from the cable sleeving inside. So now it fits over like that. Beautiful. And just stick it over here for the time being, it really doesn't matter. Go to the other end, which I did cut with a razor, so it should be much easier. Open that up, stick it over, And that was much easier. Okay, so at this point now you have your two ends. As you see here, I have a little clip that's kind of like the release if I ever have to take this out of my hard drive or my motherboard. So I just put the sleeving right up to the end of that because it turns out quite nice when you wrap it. And you don't want to go too far down, otherwise it'll pull off more or less when you bend the cable. So get as high up as you can. I could actually put it underneath the clip if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. And same thing on this side. Right about there. So I'm gonna have to turn off the camera and go somewhere else because I've got my whole computer plugged up to 1 power, and if I put on the hairdryer it's gonna blow the circuit. So I'll change location. And here we are in the kitchen. Why are we in the kitchen? Because I want to go in the kitchen. So as I left off, we have our thing with the heat shrink on it, and we have to more or less heat it up. The easiest way to do it is with a heat gun, but a lot of people don't have it, so I'm using a hairdryer here. A lovely hairdryer. Some of them may work, some of them won't work. It depends on how hot it is. So simple. Alright, sorry I cut out. I got a phone call that was important, and it was more or less straightforward after that. You want to have your hairdryer or your heat gun at a good setting. Hairdryer, it has to be on the highest setting, otherwise it probably won't work. And basically you want to just go around the cable until it's well, nice, more or less. Get it as tight to the cable as possible, and then you're good. So this is the finished product. I know it's kind of hard to see here, but the shrink cuts off right there. There you go. You can see it there. The shrink cuts off right there, right before the clip. And that's the finished cable for you. Looks good. I'll give you a comparison of all the cables, just so you see what the hell I did. So here's one, here's two. I'll grab a third one. Alright, so here are 3 of them, 2 of which I did, one that I did with you. And there's the third serial ATA cable. You can kind of see the difference, how much of a big improvement it makes. So that's it, more or less. Alright, so basically when you're buying, I would highly recommend that you buy a kit. Reason being, it's got a whole bunch of different sizes of heat shrink, and you never really know exactly what size you need up until you do the job. Also, it's got a whole bunch of different sizes of cable sleeving, and sometimes you start off with one thing and they say, oh, this needs another and this needs another, and I bought the green separate, but yeah, get a kit. It actually really helps in the long run. And that's about it for this. I hope it helped, and I don't know, I'll do something later.